Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today is Monday, January 26th, 2026. And I just want to start by, checking in. If you're settling in with your coffee, getting ready for the week, you might be feeling pretty good. But if you work in IT, or you're a systems administrator,
Oh, yeah.
or you're just that person everyone calls when their computer acts up, there's a really good chance your weekend was, let's just say, not very relaxing.
That's putting it mildly. I think for a lot of those folks, the weekend was basically canceled.
Exactly, because while most of us were off the clock, Microsoft engineers and IT departments everywhere they were scrambling.
Right.
There was this major emergency release, an out-of-band update, they call it, that dropped on Saturday, January 24th. And the reason was not some small bug.
No, it was a big one. A critical tool that, millions of us rely on just stopped working.
We're not talking about it being a little slow either. We're talking about Microsoft Outlook completely freezing up.
Just dead in the water.
Imagine that. You sit down, you click the Outlook icon to check your email, you've got a deadline, and nothing. It opens, and then it just hangs. You can't click a thing.
And the only way out is to, go into Task Manager and just kill the process. Force quit the whole application.
It's the kind of thing that just stops a business cold. Email is still the absolute backbone for so many companies.
If Outlook is down, the business is down. Simple as that.
So today, that's our mission. We're going to unpack this whole mess. We're going to dig into these out-of-band updates that Microsoft pushed out to fix these freezes.
Right. We need to understand why it happened, because it's actually a pretty fascinating technical clash between old and new tech.
And we also need to figure out who is affected, because, spoiler alert, it's not everyone. And then we'll give you the exact list of fixes you need to look for.
And just so you know where we're getting our information, we're really leaning on the technical reports from BleepingComputer, specifically the great work by Lawrence Abrams. So this is solid, verified stuff.
Okay, let's start at the scene of the crime. What exactly broke? We said freezing, but is there more to it? Because some of the symptoms sounded genuinely worrying.
Unfortunately, yeah. It's a little more insidious than just a simple crash. The main symptom, like you said, is Outlook becomes unresponsive. It locks up. And the report specifically notes that it won't even reopen unless you go into Task Manager to kill it or, fully restart your computer.
That alone is enough to ruin your morning. But I read something about ghost data. That sounds ominous.
It is a bit spooky. One of the reported symptoms is that sent emails might not actually show up in your sent items folder.
Oh, no.
So you fire off that crucial report to your boss, hit send, and then there's no record of it. It's just gone.
That is a nightmare. You'd be second-guessing yourself all day. Did I send it? Did it actually go through?
Exactly. You lose that proof. And then there's the opposite problem. Emails you've already downloaded might suddenly start downloading all over again.
So you've got missing mail going out and duplicate mail coming in.
Correct. It's total chaos. You're getting duplicates, wasting bandwidth. Your inbox becomes a mess.
Okay, so we've got a frozen app, missing sent items, and zombie emails.
Yeah.
What on earth caused this? Was it a virus or something?
No, and this is where it gets really interesting. The culprit here isn't malicious. It's a clash between two technologies that, they suddenly decided not to play nice anymore.
Okay.
The issue pops up specifically when Microsoft Outlook Classic is using PST files that are stored in cloud storage, like OneDrive.
Okay, let's break that down. What exactly is a PST file for anyone who doesn't live and breathe this stuff?
So PST stands for Personal Storage Table. Think of it like a giant digital filing cabinet that lives right there on your computer's hard drive.
So it's local storage, not on a server somewhere.
Exactly. And in big companies, they are super common. They're used for archiving old emails, for offline access. They're really a legacy technology. They were designed way before the cloud was even a thing.
So you have this old school, heavy local file. Where does the cloud come into it?
Well, today we want our data everywhere, right? Backed up. So a very common setup is to put that local PST file into a folder that syncs to the cloud.
Like your OneDrive folder.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. You want a backup.
It does, in theory. But here's the slash. A PST file is a database. When Outlook is open, it has that file locked because it's constantly reading and writing to it.
Okay, it needs exclusive access.
Right. But OneDrive is also watching that folder. And the second it sees a change, it wants to grab that file and sync it. So you've got Outlook saying, this is mine, don't touch, and OneDrive saying, I need to copy this now.
And usually they figure it out, but something changed.
Something changed. And that something was an update. It all goes back to Patch Tuesday, specifically the Windows updates released on or after January 13th, 2026.
Wow, the irony.
Yeah.
You install an update to keep your system safe, and it's the very thing that breaks a core program.
It's the classic IT problem. The source notes that after installing those specific KBs, applications started having all these weird errors when saving files to cloud storage. The whole synchronization logic just broke.
So Outlook and OneDrive get into a fight, and the whole system just freezes up in confusion.
That's a perfect way to put it. And Microsoft did acknowledge this. They came out and said, yeah, in these very specific setups, it creates a synchronization conflict.
And you said specific for a reason.
Yeah.
This is mainly for classic Outlook, right?
Yes. Very different from the new Outlook app or the Mail app built into Windows. Classic Outlook is the heavy-duty one that comes with the full Office suite, the one used in offices.
So if you're a home user just checking your personal email, you're probably okay.
You're most likely safe. This is really an enterprise headache.
Okay, so we know the crime, the culprit, and the victims. Let's talk about the rescue mission, this out-of-band update. What does that term actually mean?
It's a really significant term. Microsoft runs on a very strict schedule. Patch Tuesday, second Tuesday of every month, everybody plans for it.
Right.
An out-of-band, or OB update, means the problem is so bad, so widespread, that they just can't wait for the next scheduled patch.
It's the break glass in case of emergency button.
Exactly. They don't do it lightly. It disrupts everything. But they couldn't wait until February for this. So on Saturday, January 24th, they pushed out these emergency patches for Windows 10, Windows 11, and Windows Server.
All right, for all the IT admins listening right now, let's run through the menu of fixes. What are the magic numbers they should be looking for?
Okay, get ready. If you're on the latest Windows 11, that's versions 25H2 and 24H2, you are looking for KB5078127.
Got it. KB5078127 for the newest Win 11.
If you're on the slightly older Windows 11, version 23H2, you need KB5078132.
Okay, what about the workhorse, Windows 10? I know so many businesses are still running it.
Oh, absolutely. It's still the standard for many. For Windows 10 versions 23H2 and 22H2, the update is KB5078129.
And we can't forget the servers, the backbone of everything.
Definitely not. For Windows Server 2022, it's KB5078136. For the newer Server 2025, it's KB5078135. And for Server 2019, you're looking for a KB5078131.
That is a lot of numbers. But the good news is you can just run Windows Update and it should show up, right?
Mostly, yes. Just check for updates. But because it's an emergency release, you can also go grab it manually from the Microsoft download catalog if you need it, right now.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting to me. Microsoft didn't just fix Outlook. It sounds like they bundled in some other fixes, too.
That's a great way to put it. It's like, while we have the hood open, we might as well change the oil. They consolidated repairs.
What else did they fix?
There was a pretty nasty bug that was blocking people from accessing their Microsoft 365 cloud PC sessions.
Oh, wow. That's huge for remote work. If you
Well,
can't get to your virtual desktop, you just can't work.
Exactly. That's fixed in this bundle. And there was another weird one with power management. Some PCs with a feature called Secure Launch were just refusing to shut down or go into hibernation.
Ugh, I hate that. You tell your laptop to sleep, throw it in your bag, and an hour later you pull out a space heater.
Yeah, it's a battery killer and a real heat risk inside a bag. So this one update fixes the Outlook freeze, the cloud PC lockout, and this hibernation insomnia. It's much more efficient for admins.
So after all that, here's the big question. If I'm listening, I see this update is available. Should I install it?
The answer might actually surprise you. The official guidance, and my advice too, is wait and see.
Really? But we just talked about how critical this all is.
It's critical if you are affected. If your Outlook is freezing right now, yes, 100% install it immediately. It's your lifeline.
But if you're not having these problems...
If you're not, there's no need to rush. Every update, no matter how small, carries a tiny risk of introducing a new problem, a regression.
Right. Fixing one thing but accidentally breaking another.
Exactly. If your system is stable, why rock the boat? Microsoft already said these fixes will be rolled into the regular updates in February anyway.
So if it ain't broke, wait for the scheduled fix.
Let the people who are suffering get the emergency care. You can just wait for your regular checkup.
That makes a lot of sense. And speaking of rocking the boat, I saw a great comment from a user named Misha Barak that I think captures a real anxiety out there.
Oh yes, the bricking fear. I saw that.
Right. They wrote something like, hopefully this only applies to machines using Outlook. It would be a shame if this was applied to Windows 10. and cause more issues.
It really highlights this tension that exists right now. Windows 10 is getting older, and there's this worry that a new update might be too much for older hardware and just end up, well, breaking it.
The fear that the cure could be worse than the disease?
Precisely. And while they test these things, that fear isn't totally unfounded. We've seen it happen. It's why that wait-and-see advice is so valuable. Let the community be the canary in the coal mine for you.
So what does this all mean when you take a step back? What's the bigger picture here?
I think this whole incident is a perfect snapshot of where we are in tech in 2026. We are in a major transition period.
How do you mean?
Well, we have these legacy methods, right? Like local PST files designed in the 90s. And we have these modern behaviors like cloud storage and real-time syncing, and we're trying to force them to live together.
And it sounds like they don't always get along.
No, they don't. A PST file was never designed for this. It's a square peg in a round hole. What we're seeing is digital friction, and I think we're going to see a lot more of these moments where old ways of working just refuse to play nice with new infrastructure.
It's like trying to put a jet engine on a steam train. Eventually, something's going to shake loose.
That's a great visual for it. And in this case, the thing that shook loose was Outlook.
So for the listener, is there a lesson here beyond just which update to install?
I think the lesson is to look at your dependencies. If you're still relying on these huge local PST files, maybe this crash is a not-so-gentle nudge to start looking at fully cloud-native solutions.
So stop trying to make the old tech do new tricks.
Exactly. Move that data into something like the Exchange Online archive. Get it out of the local file, because this kind of friction is only going to get worse over time.
Okay, let's wrap this up with a clear takeaway.
It's simple. If you are an enterprise user, you're on Classic Outlook, and you store PST files on OneDrive, and you've been crashing since mid-January,
Go get the update.
go get Saturday's update. It's your fix.
And if you're not crashing,
Sit tight, enjoy your coffee, wait for the regular patch in February.
sound advice. And here's a thought to leave everyone with. We call these things fixes, but maybe they're also signals. They're signaling that the way we manage data is changing. And if you're still relying on that old tech, maybe this crash is a reminder that in our world, if you don't move forward, eventually you just get left behind.
Adapt or freeze.
Adapt or freeze. I like that. I mean, I don't like it, but it's catchy.
It's the reality.
All right, everyone, check your version numbers, maybe double-check your sent items folder, and we wish you a completely crash-free week. Thanks for diving in with us.
Stay stable out there.